Joining us now is Speckhard. She's the director of the International Center for the Study of Violent Extremism at Georgetown. Great to have you with us. You heard Ivan there, our correspondent on the ground at a funeral, but when we look at the information, the profile of these bombers, what strikes you?
Well educated, but that's not a surprise. Our 9/11 attackers were well educated, and sometimes it's the well educated people that have the time and the energy to start studying militant jihadi ideologies and think that they can change the world. It's often college students that are part of revolutions.
And the fact that there was a woman as well, we understand that two of the bombers were married, apparently.
That's not a surprise either. We saw that in Jordan. Remember when we had the wedding attacks at the hotels? We had a married woman as one of the attackers. Her bomb didn't go off, Sajda. And with ISIS, I think the percentage is around 20% were women. I mean, it might even be higher. They were trying to create a state and inviting women to come and marry and bear children. But women also had roles as police in the state, as suicide bombers, as creating explosives and snipers.
So when we look at also all these bombers, one of them has been identified, the Shangri-La bomber. That's him there. We've got this video of him walking into the restaurant where people were having Easter meals. He apparently owned a copper mine where these bombs were made. What do you make of that?
Again, well-educated people often get involved. This virulent ideology that ISIS and Al-Qaeda have been spreading all around the world for decades now. ISIS joined in the more recent years and put the whole ideology on steroids by creating a caliphate. And we know it's a virulent ideology that reaches around the world because 40,000 people from 100 countries went to join the ISIS caliphate. So that the ideology would reach this Jamaat is not that big of a surprise, and that it would reach educated people, and that they would believe that they could be part of creating a caliphate. Doesn't surprise me.
ISIS has claimed responsibility, but they've done that before without any basis or fact. Do you think this is a coordination between this local group and specifically ISIS, or do you feel like ISIS is perhaps being opportunistic here?
ISIS is always opportunistic, but that they probably coordinated, yes. Right away, I thought there was a big brother terrorist organization involved. I mean, basically, the chilling thing for us now is that you can be a small Jamaat like this was, and if you get 6 to 10 people convinced to go on a suicide operation, they believe it's martyrdom, they're going straight to paradise, then all you need is the big brother organization to come in and help you coordinate it. Maybe to get weapons, but they use cars, knives, in this case explosive vests, which is a little bit harder to procure and to make sure they operate, and we have seen failures in the past. But that it was so coordinated and that it was made for a giant splash in the global press looks like ISIS fingerprints to me.
Okay, thank you very much for your expertise. Speckhard there, the director of the International Center for the Study of Violent Extremism at Georgetown. Thanks for joining us here on CNN.